Of all birds, these are the chief carnivores and the most accomplished predators. Although many other birds feed on living animals, the birds of prey are set apart by their remarkably acute eyesight, muscular legs, and sharp bill and talons, as well as by their aerial ability and sophisticated hunting techniques. This large group, sometimes also referred to as raptors, includes eagles, hawks, vultures, buzzards, ospreys, and falcons, among others. Most birds of prey hunt by day, which distinguishes them from owls. As a group, raptors feed on a large assortment of living animals, from worms and snails to fish, reptiles, amphibians, mammals, and other birds. They also eat carrion. Birds of prey are found almost worldwide but are most common in open country in warm parts of the world. Catching live prey takes much practice and often has a high failure rate. Adult birds are usually better hunters than young ones, but even adults miss more often than they strike. Some species vary their technique according to their prey. Buzzards, for example, hover over small mammals but search for earthworms on the ground. Others, such as the osprey, are more specialized. Most birds of prey hunt alone, but in a few species, including some eagles, pairs work together, one bird flushing out the prey and the other striking. All birds of prey are able flyers. They use different patterns of flight to suit the way they hunt. Using their large, broad wings to ride thermals or updrafts next to cliffs, vultures and condors can stay aloft for hours, barely flapping their wings and using their high vantage point to search for carrion. In contrast, the slim-bodied falcons attack other birds in mid-air, maneuvering on long, thin, pointed wings and sometimes diving, or stooping, from a great height. Hawks plan their strikes and then use a burst of speed to surprise or ambush prey. Harriers fly slowly forward over the ground and then drop onto unsuspecting prey. Kestrels and buzzards can hover in one place, watching for movement below and then lunging down, talons first. Birds of prey range in size from falconets, no larger than a sparrow, to condors, which have a wingspan of up to 10 feet, 3.2 meters. Some are broad-winged and heavy, while others are slight and streamlined. Most species have a large head and short neck, although vultures have a long, bare neck that allows them to reach inside carcasses. One of the most distinctive features of the group is the bill. In almost all species, it is powerful and hooked, with sharp edges for tearing flesh. The exact form of the bill varies, reflecting differences in diet. A bird of prey's other main tool is its feet, which are strong and muscular with long, sharp claws known as talons. The plumage of most species is in subdued colors, such as brown, gray, black, or blue, often combined with white. Often called a buzzard in the USA, the turkey vulture is found in an exceptionally wide range of habitats from southern Canada through to Tierra del Fuego. This vulture and its close relatives are the only birds of prey with a good sense of smell, enabling them to locate food even in thick jungle. It soars and glides as soon as the day has warmed up, and often feeds on roadkills, a habit that may explain its increase in populated areas. Although little is known about its courtship behavior, the turkey vulture has been seen performing a ritualized dance on the ground. The female lays 2 eggs and both parents bring food to the young, which are fed by regurgitation from the parents' crops. Once past their first year, the young birds are likely to live for 12 to 17 years. One of the most widespread birds of prey, the osprey, is found on every continent except Antarctica. It has chocolate brown upperparts and white underparts, with a dark stripe through the eye. It plucks live fish from the water during a spectacular, feet-first dive, sometimes totally submerging itself. Its feet have evolved to hold onto slippery prey, with spiny, dry scales on the undersides and a reversible outer toe for carrying fish head-on through the air. The lammergeier is one of the largest Old World vultures, with huge wings, a conspicuous wedge-shaped tail, and distinctive beard-like feathers at the base of its bill. It eats carrion, but it also specializes at feeding on bones, carrying large ones high into the air, and then dropping them onto rocks below. Once the bones have shattered, the lammergeier lands to feed on the marrow inside. This widespread African scavenger is a griffon vulture, one of a group of 7 species that have long necks that appear to be bald, but that are actually covered in fine downy feathers. This absence of large neck feathers allows griffon vultures to reach deep into carcasses without becoming soiled. The African white-backed vulture gets its name from a collar of white feathers at the top of its back, which contrasts with its gray neck. This species is one of Africa's most common vultures and is often seen in large numbers where food can be found. It makes a variety of hissing and cackling sounds as it jostles for a chance to eat. Known as the voice of Africa, this eagle throws its head back and gives a loud, yelping cry. With its distinctive white head, It is easy to spot perching on high branches beside rivers. When it locates a fish, it swoops down to catch it with a backward swing of the feet. It will also eat small mammals, birds, and carrion, as well as steal fish from other eagles and fishermen. The peregrine falcon is one of the world's fastest birds. It also has the widest distribution of any diurnal land bird, being found on every continent, except Antarctica, and on many oceanic islands. Females can be up 30% larger than males. The bird's wings have sharply pointed tips, making them both fast and highly maneuverable. It flies largely by flapping rather than soaring. This falcon usually attacks its prey in a steep, powerful dive or stoop, during which it may reach a speed of 145 miles per hour, 230 kilometers per hour. Courtship involves aerial displays accompanied by noisy calling. The peregrine falcon has been used in falconry for centuries. In the 1950s and 1960s, it was badly affected by DDT pollution, particularly in Europe and the USA, but is now staging a gradual recovery. The majestic bald eagle is a large, powerfully built bird, with a wingspan of up to 84 feet, 2.5 meters. Although often found well away from water when wintering, bald eagles are commonly seen close to lakes, rivers, and coastal areas, where they have ample access to fish. Bald eagles pair for life, and while sedentary birds stay together throughout the year, those that migrate separate then come together again at breeding sites. They reinforce their pair bond through often spectacular flight displays involving undulating flight, swooping at one another, and cartwheeling through the air with clasped feet. Together they build a very large nest, in a tree or sometimes on the ground, reaching up to 13 feet, 4 meters, tall. Bald eagles start to breed at about 5 years of age, and usually 2 or 3 eggs are laid. Although the young are cared for by both parents for many weeks, a high percentage do not survive their first year. With a wingspan of up to 72 feet, 2.3 meters, this striking bird is one of the largest land eagles in the northern hemisphere. Its plumage is generally dark brown, but it gets its name from the tawny or gold feathers on its nape and crown. The golden eagle is skilled at soaring, but it generally catches its prey by cruising low down across suitable terrain. It breeds on cliff ledges and in tall trees, making platform nests up to 62 feet, 2 meters, across. Widely persecuted in the past, through the mistaken belief that it attacks livestock, the golden eagle is now protected in many countries.